Hello, my name is Tara, and I am here to speak about my experience with Keyen. So I'm going to start off with expressing what it felt like to work in a container with Keyen. Initially, it started off as being slightly intimidated. I'd never worked directly one-on-one with a coach, someone similar in age. And yeah, I was intimidated by Keyen's presence. He has a very strong presence. So I wanted to do things right. I wanted to kind of show up and impress, which was very fascinating for me to see within myself. But very quickly that all went away because of the way Keyen works with you. I became a lot more confident in just showing up and expressing my truth because that was very celebrated by Keyen and very acknowledged. So it became a very safe space very quickly where we really dove in deep, like right off the bat. And it felt great after every session to look back at all the things that kind of came up because of that established trust right off the bat. I learned to just dive right in with Keyen and not hold back because the person that was sitting on the other side was not there for me to impress, but they were there to hold a mirror for me and to help me really break the barriers that I had kind of built over the years. My favorite part of working with Keyen, really when I've been thinking about these questions for a while, and the biggest thing about it was someone like getting the male perspective was really important for me. I'd worked with others before. Keyen's approach is very cutthroat, I would say. Not in a negative way at all, but if you want that like reality check, that smack across the face thing, Keyen's your guy. I couldn't, the old patterns that I was walking into were no longer serving me, and Keyen was there to shed light on that right away. There was no bullshit. There was no teeter-tottering around the truth. It is what it is, and you either change it if you want to live the life that you keep saying that you want to live, or you can continue going about your ways, but you're never going to get there. So what's it going to be? And I really appreciate that approach. I kind of needed that, and that's why I seeked Keyen in the first place. Compared to other coaches, and I've worked with quite a few, Keyen was very direct, very assertive, and it also really felt good to have that one-on-one time with him. It was very focused on me. He was very available. I went through a lot of things during our time together. It's like the universe just lined one challenge after another, and this time around, even though it was very painful to go through these things, I felt like I had light and guidance through it. So instead of following the old patterns and trying to kind of make my way through things, I had Keyen at my fingertips to just send him a text, share with him what was going on in my inner world, and to get that encouragement and push to keep going against the grain of the patterns that I had created and had been dealing with over the last few years. One thing I really want to touch on the work that I did with Keyen was completely going down into the root of like really learning to trust my intuition. That was something that was very new, and I would say that's been like the biggest takeaway of the work that I did with Keyen. It was groundbreaking for me to learn to go into my body, and Keyen's work is all about trusting yourself, going inwards and seeing what's coming up and trusting it. What I used to do is go to others to validate the things that were happening inside and then act based on that. But with Keyen, I slowly got the training wheels off of going out, experimenting, and learning to trust myself and my intuition and not necessarily need other people's guidance. That was huge. And at times when I wanted to go and fall into the patterns of needing to people please and to make sure that there was no hurt feelings or whatnot, even though in my gut I knew that was not what I wanted to do, Keyen continued to kind of be that compass for me to move forward towards the new operating system. And by the time that our work was done together, I can't tell you how different I feel with just the way I stride through life now. So if this is something that you're wanting to do, if this is something that, that it kind of looking to shake things up because what you've been doing is not necessarily working, or it is, but not to the speed that you want it, you're going to get fast results, but you need to learn to surrender, and you need to learn to trust Keyen, and to be able to also express your truth to Keyen and navigate as you go through things with him, because he creates that safe space, but you need to also learn to completely trust and surrender to him to help navigate you. And one of the funnest and most terrifying things Keyen and I did together was getting a text and Keyen saying, pick up your phone, do this. And I was thinking like, holy shit, no. But because I told myself and put myself in that position to fully trust Keyen, I did it. And the results that I got continue to really provide evidence for me that this new way is the only way for you if you want to have that epic life. So thank you, Keyen. This was not short and sweet, but I hope that if you are choosing to connect with Keyen, that this testimony